I just got distracted and forgot that we actually have another 3 minutes. Um, I will be right back. All right. I remember how to paint. Sure, I do. So I believe I need to get some deep green going on. Alright. I almost forgot what colors I was using, but luckily I had taken a picture with the paint pots that I had used. Or, I guess not paint pots, but the colors. And it helped. So, there we go. Where all sorts of things. There we go. That's the window I need. This brush has definitely seen better days. I might be able to clean it and get it better because it's all just paint up here, but you know, for now, it's just gonna be a basing brush, so if I'm getting paint on everything anyway, it does a decent enough job, right? Save myself some time. Silver and yellow both go over deep green just as easy as black, as over black. so... Hello! Yes. Battletech. We're gonna get some Jade Falcons painted up. We're gonna finish this star. Oop. That didn't last. Oh, that didn't either. Oh well. Anyway. No. Okay. I might be able to balance these. There we go. How about that? There we go. Have a great one, Solvix. But yeah, just getting some green on these models so that I can start working on them. Gotta finish this star before I move on to the next one. Right? Because that's why I started with this and then did my Ghost Bear star and hadn't finished this one yet. Yeah. Yeah. I believe this is the Summoner that I'm painting up. Yeah. And I have a Turkana as well. Because Jade Falcons and Turkanas, right? I mean, might as well. The Enterprise has to fly somewhere, right? So I will have to use a slightly smaller brush for the second coat because this one's not doing a great job, but it'll do fine for the first. I want to be a little bit more particular with the second coat. Haha. So yeah, green over the course of, over the whole model in what, 5 minutes? Yeah. Oh yeah? What happened? What happened, mustache? Okay. This is actually quite freeing, just slapping paint on this model. Not worrying about details or anything. Oh. So that just means you have to order more, right? Hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you buy quite a bit from them anyway, so you would have ended up with those models anyway. You know you're going for 12,000 points. You know you're gonna use them. Might have changed the order that you purchased them in, but you would have gotten them at some point, right? Yeah. And that's why it's just a little annoyed, right? Okay, so they're both green now. Now I have to turn my size 5 into a size like 1 so I can do the actual details. Yep, here's my 1. It's also got a hook to it, but that's because I've been using it a lot. Alright. Ooh, yeah, that could work too. Um, I don't know if you use green stuff, but that shouldn't be horrible as a way to do it. Let's see. Yeah, I just slapped that paint on here. Okay. T. I haven't actually used this for a few weeks, so that feels good. Alright. This second coat is going to be a thicker paint, just by a little bit. So yeah, it's been an interesting week. I finished a video for tomorrow. I wasn't feeling it at the end of the project. I had a lot more interest in it earlier on, and it kind of fell off towards the end, which sometimes projects do that. So I don't regret doing it, but the video might seem that way a little bit. You know, the overall, you know, just talking about it, not as enthused. It was also earlier in the morning and I was tired, so that might come through too. Oh well. I mean, it'll be a video. Not every video can be amazing. But I think it's mostly I'm just thinking about the next project and how much more interesting that is. So I'm also looking forward to a couple of other videos that other people are making in the next week or two. So, you know, there's that as well. Just excitement in other locations, not in particular that video that I made, you know? But that's okay. Oh yes, what? My next video, or the videos that I'm looking forward to seeing? Or both? Ah, yes. Videos from others. Poor Hammer specifically. Poor Hammer uh, said that the next video they were going to do was something they've been working on for several months. At the same time, I know that they were working with another group of people to paint up an army. Because if you listen to their podcast, they've mentioned it. So there's a good chance that the video that they're talking about is the video that's been talked about. And I'm looking forward to seeing how each group of people painted up their armies. So if that's all accurately what they're talking about, I'm really looking forward to seeing those armies. And seeing which ones people chose and how they painted them and stuff like that. So That should be sometime next week, I think. So that'd be interesting. And then my next video after tomorrow's is going to be something about Tyranids. Speaking of army showcases. So, I still have to finish painting all of those Tyranids that I planned on having done for the video, but they are nearing the point where I can say that I will definitely have them done. Nearing that point. That's what I get for trying to paint so many of them all at once. I will remember for the next time, don't try to batch paint more than 20 at a time. So, but it'll be okay. But, yeah. I worked for several weeks on this video, and by the time I was done, it was kind of just... I was done. And even though the Tyranids for next week's video are also taking me quite a bit of time, I'm still excited because the video content is there. I don't know. Just one of those things, I guess. I don't know. But... oh yeah, painting green. So fun. It'll be good once I get into the details, I think. Just think, if I had an airbrush, I still would be painting it this way. Because I can't really use the airbrush in this room. No, I'm happy that the Turkin is getting painted finally. I've had it in the collection for several months, and the Jade Falcons deserve their most famous of birds. I am curious how it'll run on the table. I think I used it for my Alpha Strike game. It kind of snuck around a building and then didn't do anything. But you know, it was my first game of Alpha Strike, so I probably ran it wrong. So what's everyone else working on today? I heard some talk about terrain. Writing, huh? Yeah, I need to work on some terrain as well, but I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to do that. Um, because starting in March, we're starting the Escalation League at my game shop. And so the Legion of the Damned minis, the salamanders that I have, they're going to need some painting. So there might be a couple of streams about me painting those in the next month or two. I'm not going to just do those on the stream, but there will probably be some of that. But yeah, I have some of the salamanders started, but for March we have to paint a character. For April we have to paint a unit, I think, or a vehicle, and May is the other of those. So there will be monthly painting challenges for character, unit, and monster or vehicle. So I need to have the rest of them painted, but one of each of those available. So, you know, something to work towards. As this is drying, I'm gonna go shake the Flash Gets Yellow because it is bad. I don't know if you remember how it looks inside. If I don't shake it, it's got that, you know, it's pretty, yeah. I need to shake it. So, also, US is now getting the Combat Patrol magazine. What do people think about that? Mustache, you had the ability to go down to a magazine shop and possibly get some. We don't have that option. Yeah, I think I can do that. Let's see. Escalation League. Okay. So I'm gonna just copy paste it. Do not actually join the link. Please. Let's see. I'm gonna post it in. Let's see. Off topic. Let's see. Do. Let's see. Let me see. I'm reading. Give me a second. I'll get back to that conversation. Let's see. There's that. Let's get the music back while I'm not paying attention, because I'm copy pasting things. Alright, can I... Okay. Alright. I think that's shared. Okay. There we go. Okay. Where were we? Okay. Escalation League rules are posted in the off-topic conversation now. And Mustache. The Combat Patrol magazine hits US places after, several months after it goes to the UK. So it is now finally available for pre-order. So that is thick. Thick, thick paint. So we're just now able to pre-order it. So I did sign up for it, but I am going to be canceling after the first 2 issues because I would really like some of the models, but I can't be doing a subscription like that. That would add way too many models to my collection. And I buy a lot of things secondhand for less than the cost of what the magazine is. And I'm not a huge fan of the Citadel paints, as you see with my Flash Gets Yellow, which that one glob I just did is going to be way, way more than I need. So, a lot of people keep misunderstanding how the magazine's done as well. It's like 4 issues at a time is like almost $80 a month for the normal subscription fee, and that's just a lot of money. So, I don't know. Okay, now we need to figure out which parts I'm going to paint yellow. I did the front-facing thing. Let's do the Talon looking thing. Oh yeah. There we go. It's a $15 an issue magazine with another $10 per 4 shipping cost. So, and then there's tax and the occasional additional gift or the magazine book holder thing, and it works out to being a lot of money. So I'm going to order the first 2 issues, get the discount, and cancel, because getting a Winged Prime, a Terminator Captain, and 3 Von Ryan Sleepers for about $20, that's worth it. Cool. I look forward to seeing how you do the White Lions. But yeah, the magazine subscription itself is quite expensive. Especially if you don't want every single combat patrol in it. Or if you don't use the paints, or any number of other things. Do I want to do yellow rim and... oh yeah. Okay. That's gonna be a little bit messy, but I can clean it up later. Again, I should probably replace some of my paintbrushes. Oh, that's gonna be a pain to paint. Oh well. I'm gonna come back and do the centers of these in steel. So I'm just trying to get around the edges, and I'll hit that later. And as I get more detail oriented on these models, I'm going to be switching to smaller and smaller brushes. That's fair. I'm wondering if there's a, well, they're metal models, right? Could you use a thin sheet of plasticard and like a heat gun? Or something? Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you could use fabric then. Fabric and glue. Yeah. That could be cool. Let's see. What else do I want to do for the Jade Falcon? Kind of working up as I go. That didn't work out as much as I wanted to. Oof. I just globbed paint on there. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. That sounds like a good plan. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I understand the balancing the cost. It's like if money were no option, I probably would just do the combat patrol. But because I'm not that worried about adding a few more models to my collection. But with the cost over the course of 2 years being closer to like $1,600 or $1,700, that's quite a bit. I need to actually want the things if I'm going to pay that kind of money. So I can understand balancing the cost. I still looking for those Chaos Dwarf stand-ins, you know? And that's much more interesting to me. And more Battletech and, you know, all of those things. So there are priorities. Oh, this brush. This brush is giving me a hard time. But I'm not gonna swap it out until I've gotten at least one layer of yellow down. Even if it means I have to clean up a little bit of the green later. I don't know if you can tell. I've done a little bit of messy work right here, and there's a little bit of yellow down here. And this stuff needs a little bit more work, but I didn't overlap anything bad. So, but so far, this is a good yellow for the front, right? It's a decent. Yeah, that's a little bit much. Yeah. What else do I want to paint yellow on the front? This seems a little bit weak. It needs a little bit more yellow. I think I'll do yellow around the cockpit. But I need a smaller brush for that. I can't do that with that one. Yeah, an older, thick GW paint versus buying something that's newer and fresh in the bottle. As soon as I have the opportunity to buy a new yellow paint, I think I'm going to take that opportunity. Because this works, it covers, but it's not as good as I would like. So, I'm sure there are better yellows out there. Especially with how old this one seems to be. So... but it'll work for these guys. I think I'm gonna do this stripe right here as well. So I think that might be enough yellow from the front. Yeah? I'm gonna get a focus on... I'm gonna clean the brush, refocus the camera to show it off. So I think that's enough yellow in the front. So what do I need to do for the side to make it enough? Because that side definitely needs more. Do I want to do this little band right here? Around the arm socket? I'll stop the autofocus after I'm done with asking for spots, but I think right here will look good. Yellow. Unless you think I need something in this area. Because that spot also works up here. But then again, maybe like this piece. And then for the back, I have quite a bit of work to decide. So I'm thinking those two spots for the sides, and then we'll see where the back needs. And then we still have the Turkana to decide on. Okay. It does add a little bit more yellow on the front, but I don't think it's too much because it's kind of inset. It also runs parallel to the bottom one and perpendicular to that, so it kind of breaks up the shape a little bit. Oh, I saw someone playing a Steam game that looked interesting. I might have to buy it. It looked really funny. So, I don't know. I don't buy a lot of games, I don't play a lot of games, but it looked funny. So, I might do that for, I don't know. Maybe it'll go on sale. Oh, I have to check something real quick. I'm not going anywhere. I need to click on a couple of things. Oh, yep. Uh-huh. I'm buying the game. If it goes on sale before the date that I'm thinking, I'll buy it then. But otherwise, I'm buying it for that day. Yep. You'll get to find out in about 6 weeks' time. Yep. Well, I have to get through all of the army showcases and stuff first, so I have an issue putting down games once I start them, so I'm gonna get through the army showcases and then I can play the game. No. I hope it goes on sale before then. Okay, so now that I've had the yellow on the sides, that definitely adds. That fixes that side. That's nice. That also looks good. And of course, that'll be steel, and that'll be steel, and that'll be steel. So there's going to be some good that. Now we have to figure out what we're doing on the back. Let's just say I'm expecting to spend quite a few hours on the game. Alright, so this is the back. And we have a little bit of yellow here, and a little bit of yellow here. And that yellow still shows. So, there's something. But the back of this guy has, you know, a little bit right here and a little bit right there. So I need at least 2 spots, I think, in the center torso area. What do you think? These 2 panels right here. That panel. And the one on that side. And then what else? That one? Okay. I'm thinking just the upper of the 2 on the lower section. I don't think I want to do the lower one. I'm gonna do that steel. Unless you're talking about that little half loop thing. I could do the loop thing. That looks like a good enough yellow, right? All right. So, with the Churkina, I know I want this. I know this is a little bit messy how I'm doing this, but okay. And I'm going to do this panel. And this. Guess what's coming up? Alright. I might have to do like 3 coats of yellow on this, but yeah, it's okay. Because once I have it done, I will have the star. And then if I do a second star of Jade Falcon, or what I was thinking about doing, Jade Wolf, I can use a different yellow for those. And we'll still have to put the wash over this afterwards to darken in the different panels. So I've been having a strong urge to build another Gundam, but I gotta paint some models, you know? Gotta paint every now and then. uh... Alright. So, I know I want to do this in yellow. Some panels just scream at me to do the yellow, and others I need to figure out as I'm going. When's the last time you painted some Battletech? I mean, you were talking about all of these stars and lances that you wanted to do, and I know it's been a little bit rough lately, but they are definitely one of the easier things. Ooh, Comstar. Okay. You know, I do have a Comstar unit that I'm planning on doing at some point. I just haven't gotten around to it. And of course I primed black. So that's gonna take a little bit of dry brushing, I guess. But I think I had like 4 of the level 2 decided on. I hadn't actually decided on all 6, I don't think. I could double check after I'm done with the yellow for this coat. But yeah, I hadn't actually finished deciding on the Comstar level 2 yet. I think that's why I haven't done it. But, yeah. So that needs a little bit more on the front, but that looks so cool. Look at that. That's just so cool. Alright. Now, what do I want to do for the back? Okay. For the side, I'm going to just do this oval. Okay. I definitely need more from the side, but I'm not there yet. Do I want to do... Oh, okay. I'm gonna paint these struts in the middle, from front to back. Because I think with the steel on the barrels, this is gonna pop more than the green would. Like that. Yeah, that's gonna look good. And I'm gonna have to touch up a little bit of the yellow, well, the green around the yellow, but that goes into the arm. You know what? Nope. I'm just gonna do this all yellow. Pretend that that detail doesn't exist, because painting yellow stripes. It's paint, and the person who was painting it decided that that was going to be yellow as well. Yeah, that's quite yellow. I'm thinking maybe one little... I don't even think You know what? Yeah. Getting ahead of myself a little bit, but as far as top down, that's going to be plenty of yellow. So then I just have to figure out the back. And finish this one. Because the side, I think that might be enough yellow. Depending on what I do for the back. Yeah, I think that has plenty of yellow, depending on how you look at it. But I think the back needs a little bit more. I mean, it has this and that, but it doesn't have anything in the lower half. Yeah, it looks vicious. Out for blood. Just like a Jade Falcon. So, we have the back now. I see some spots where I'm going to put steel. There's quite a bit of steel actually on here. I'm actually thinking I'm gonna watch Iron-Blooded Orphans next. And then possibly build the Hayakuri. I love the things that my mind thinks of while I'm painting. Yeah. Okay. So that's still a little bit low. So the Hayakuri was one of the first ones that I picked up. I really like the big backpack and the fact that it comes with its own stand. Alright, it needs a little bit more yellow. So I'm thinking maybe it's just these these triangles right back here. But it feels like it's missing something back here. Should I do... I feel like it needs a little bit more down low yellow. But this, I don't think needs to be yellow. This panel goes... different on the back than it is on the front. I guess I could do that one. I'm gonna do that one. It seems a little bit extreme, but... But no one ever said that the Jade Falcons were subtle, right? Alright. Yeah, that adds enough yellow in the back. Yeah. So because of the fact that this is yellow, I'm probably going to want to paint the second coat of yellow on each of these, and then do the steel, and then come back and do a third coat of yellow if necessary. before doing the wash. I don't like that little gap. I'm gonna just paint over it. But yeah, I think that that's enough placement of yellow. Maybe a little bit much, but it's a Turkana, you know? It's glaring at you. And then the backs look good. From above, decent. From the side, decent. Yeah, I think that's good. But yeah, just the face, it's so glaring at you. It's like, rawr. I like it. Rawr. Okay. Hey, Sean! How's it been? But yeah, I'm thrilled that I'm gonna get some more of these painted out. I need to prep for the next couple of Battletech paint jobs and get more of my salamanders painted and get to filming my army showcases. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a couple of weeks of projects coming up. Some pretty heavy, you know, some pretty cool stuff. That's good. Ah. Well, tell her I said I hope she heals well. Oh, absolutely. There are at least 4 people at the shop already interested in it, and I will be getting it. At least to some extent. So, I am looking forward to it, and I'm also looking forward to possibly scaling it up to the 144 scale. Because I have enough high grades, and I know some people who have high grades, and I'm willing, if it's a decent scale, to just bring a couple of those in. But yeah, I mean, if it's played on a 2 foot by 2 foot board and it's, you know, 1/300 scale, just double everything, make it a 4-foot by 4-foot, and play full-scale Gundam, right? So, oh yeah, we're doing it. We are doing it. It also means I need to build some more Gundam. Pew pew pew. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's not too expensive. I will get at least the starter kit and rules and stuff. And then from there, we'll decide if I'm gonna go more into the game or scale it up. But so looking forward to it. I got into the kits just at the right time, I think. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be that hard to find a way to scale up hex grids. I have some ideas in mind, so we'll see about that. As soon as more stuff comes out on it, I'll look into it further. But I definitely have a high probability of getting into it. So that's not going to be hard at all. I have ideas. I know it's coming out at just about the same time. I think there might be like a connection between the two. I don't know. Less interested in cards, but we'll see how it is. Yep. Like I said, I'll probably look into it, but I'm not guaranteeing any card stuff. Speaking of cards games, though, that I am looking forward to, Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, Magic the Gathering just announced Avatar: The Last Airbender set. I'm gonna want that. I am so looking forward to that. That's so cool. Well, Atla Magic set. Later this year, so it might be commander sets like they did with 40K. So based on the pictures that I've seen, oh yeah. So that's gonna be a tempting purchase. Oh no, I got yellow where I didn't want it. There. Yeah. So, there's some stuff coming up in the future that I'm gonna be definitely interested in. So, trying to get some of my backlog done while I'm waiting, you know? Alright, have a good one. But I'm also really excited about the last thing that I purchased, and that's not even one of the videos coming up, which really shocks me. But we'll get to it. It might be stream content and not video content. So... Alright, I think it's time for some tea before I go on to the yellow step 2 on the Turkana. Tea if you got it. I may as well restart the music since it's about to end. Okay. We're moving through these. We'll get it done tonight. Well, you know, other than the black basing, because I let the model fully dry before I do that from the wash. But the paint job should be done by the end of the stream. I think that's doable. Oh yeah, well, I mean, I don't actually count the basing on these when I'm painting them up, because all it is painting it black and doing a rim, the black rim. But I'm just thinking that I'll have the yellow and the steel and the wash on it by the end of the stream, so it'll be good to actually have some Battletech minis painted up this year. Because, as crazy as that sounds, I have not actually painted any Battletech this year. This is the first stuff. The last minis of Battletech I painted were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Urbies. Kinda wild, isn't it? Doesn't feel like it's been that long, right? They were. One of these days I'll have to work on the next 4. But I haven't fully decided which 4 I want to do. I have to decide which of like 4 different models would work best for 3, or there are 2 or 3 options for each of the 3 other characters that I would like to do, and one that is absolutely going to be. So once I can figure out the other 3, you know, narrow it down and find a couple of them. Alright, sleep well, and I will post pictures when I'm done. Thanks for hanging out. So yeah, I have a few ideas for the... I know which 4 characters I want to paint up next, but I only have one of the 4 mechs dialed in. So the other set of 4 characters might get done beforehand, but I don't know if I own all 4 of them yet. But that'll be fun. I might ask around, see if anyone has any. Because it would help if I want to paint up specific characters to have those models. Hey! Moth? How's it going? We're getting the other 2 of the Jade Falcons painted up tonight. And I was just talking about how the Urbies, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Urbies, were actually the last Battletech minis that I painted, and how I have plans to paint up 4 more characters, but I may not actually own the mechs that I want for them. So I need to see about maybe getting some more, or trade with some other people who play Battletech, or something like that. But yeah, I can't believe it's been a month and a half since, or almost 2 months, since I last painted a Battletech mini. That felt kind of odd. But I guess I have been working on some other stuff. I hope side work went well. Oh. So much easier to spend than make, huh? Oh. When I look at the brushes that I've been using tonight, I don't know if I am ready. Like, do you see how this brush is right now? Like, here, I'll rinse it and show you. Where's my zoom? Alright. So, this is how this one looks right now. So, or here. What if I zoom? Put focus right there. Where's the focus? Where is the focus? Anyway, this one, not horrible. Alright. Why is the focus not working? Give me a second. Okay. So that's the brush I'm using right now. This was the brush I was using a few layers ago. And this is the one I was using at the start of the stream. So, maybe I shouldn't invest in better brushes. Maybe I should continue to use the really bad ones so I can just continue to wear them out. No, I mean, these brushes have painted like 100 and some odd models, so it's not like I'm not getting use out of them. I don't replace them anywhere near as frequently as I should, probably, for, you know, $2 synthetics. But I don't know. They still paint. They still put paint on the model, right? And I also have a really nice sable hair detail brush on the desk that's only for edge highlighting, so you know. Yeah, I think I've shown you the pile of brushes that I own, right? That I don't have on the table right now. I can always swap out when I need to. Oh, nice. I don't have a lot of experience with the sable brushes, but I have seen the differences for the small details where it is actually worth it. It's just the majority of the time I'm slapping paint on because it's not the detail layer that I'm working on yet, you know? And if I'm just doing 2 or 3 coats, I'm like, yeah, okay, slap it on, clean it up later. I also don't distinguish between brushes for metallics and brushes for washes and brushes for contrast paint. I just use the same brushes for everything, so that probably doesn't help either. But, but yeah, I have this Da Vinci series brush that has a very nice tip on it. This is a 0 by what it says, but I think it's more like a 5-aught or something like that. And then I also have this Midnight Dove 3 that has a nice tip that I haven't really been using. Let's see. And then like I actually have, it's an old one, but a 000 Winsor Newton Red Sable. So, you know, I have I have several inexpensive brushes. And then all of these slightly better ones. So, yeah, brushes. Some of those brushes are secondhand. Alright, I think we're gonna go to the steel, and we're gonna use this brush that's a little bit more beaten up. But I am gonna remember to swap out my paint water. Have 2 of them on the desk, have one labeled as metallic. Right? We're gonna use gunmetal for the gun barrels. Why is my focus so bad? That looks good. Okay. I think I can get these 2 models finished in the next hour. We'll see. Alright. I'll probably end up switching over to the smaller brush. Yeah, not gonna use this one. I'm gonna use the other one. That one's starting to get a little bit too much of a curve to the tip. So how's the painting going, Moth? Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Hi, Francois. I guess my power is going out. Hopefully not. Okay. If I lose you, I'll try to get back if I can, and if not, eep. So anyway. Yeah, Yellow's been giving me a hard time too. I'm actually doing 3 layers on here. I don't know if this is the cockpit or if it's up here. So I should probably look into that. Still going, right? Good. Okay, it is the front piece. Okay, where were we? There we go. So this is the cockpit area. So that's good. What else do I want metal? Keep forgetting I should do the guaranteed metal first. Yeah, I still haven't painted any striking scorpions. I've been meaning to kit bash a couple, but I haven't done it yet. Mostly because I just haven't had any interest in Eldaria recently. Been focusing on my Tyranids. And then next month I'm going to be working on my salamanders again. Hey, I have so many armies, I have to make the decision on what I want to work on for a month or two. And the Eldar haven't hit that point recently. Maybe in a few months, but not right now. I also asked the game shop, the people at the game shop, which force they wanted me to do for the escalation. So I let them decide, and they said salamanders over the Eldar. I also suggested Tyranids, and they didn't want to do those either, so I didn't get to do my Tyranids either. Yeah. I also still have plans to do a full Dark Eldar army. But I want to get a few more projects completed before I start a new one. But I don't know. I'll get to them. I'll get to them. I will, in the next month or so, have an army showcase of what I have done for my Eldar. So at least there's that to look forward to, right? Plan on taking videos of my army and having that on the channel. So you'll be able to see what I have painted and what I haven't and all that stuff. And I think once I get all the things set up for Twitch, I might do a redeem where you get to choose which model I'm going to paint for a stream. So that'll be interesting. Yeah. Honestly, the Legends thing is getting a little tiring for me, because so many of the models that I own are from several years ago, and every codex that they come out with, something's going to Legends, it seems. I know it's not actually that frequently, but it feels like it. So, like all of those Tyranids I painted for that video, what, 2-3 weeks ago? They're all Legends. So many cool models, and they don't want you to play with them anymore. It's so sad. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I understand the concept behind why they do it, but I've always been a firm believer in holding on to the customers you already have more than constantly trying to get new ones. And I understand that you can sell more to a new player that has no army than you can to someone who already has the majority of the things that they need. But with the constant rule changes and all that stuff, it makes it a lot harder to want to play. And if people aren't playing, you're not going to have games, and if you're not having fun games, then you're not going to have people want to continue playing, and it's a balancing act. I know. But I do have all of the, whatchamacallits. When 8th edition came out, all those indexes. So I could theoretically just play start of 8th indefinitely. wouldn't be hard to get the rules for several of the other time periods either, but that one I do have everything for. Yep. Yeah, Francois, that's definitely the thing. It's like, I like having the models. I like painting the models. If I spend the time painting the models, I'm going to play with them if I feel like it. And if they're not legal in your game, I'm going to just find a different way to play them. Because I care about my models more than I care about the game. So there. So there, GW. Take that. I care about having a good time and playing with models more than I care about a specific rule set. Have I mentioned that I'm looking at another game that I want, but I can't afford right now? Let's add more models to the collection. In the future. Not yet. Okay, is that enough metal on here? There's nothing really in the front. Oh, what are those? Gotta paint those. Those are something important, right? Let's go with that. But yeah, I care about models more than I do a certain rule set. And that's why I've been trying to paint up some of my older models and some of the more interesting things. Just have some fun, you know? Okay. Alright, I was gonna do that spot right there. Okay. I could have probably done a little bit more metallic, but I think that's a decent amount. Sure. You know, I think it's time for more tea. Tea. Funny enough, there is a system where you can play with models that are 25, 30 years old. And no one's gonna give you a hard time with them. I mean, I have some Iron Wind medals already. And I wouldn't mind buying some more when I get a little bit lower in my collection. Don't think I need to go out and buy any right this moment, but I'm not against adding more medals to my Battletech collection. No, the Battletech. Battletech's been around longer than 40k? Not as long as GW, but I don't think. Maybe? I don't know. I always get mixed up on that time span, but they've been around since the 80s, both of them. And you can still buy and paint some of the classic Battletech minis. And they're still viable on table. Okay, what? Sorry, I got pinged. One of my friends is at a tournament right now and currently going 0-3. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, that's the weird thing. It's like Mech Warrior, Rogue Trader, Battletech 40K. I don't really know the exact timeline, but they've both been around for a long time, and you can still play with Ironwind Metals and the Ralpartha before that. I'm gonna have to touch up the yellow a little bit. I just went over it. Oh well. You might not even be able to see it when I'm done. But yeah, some of the Battletech minis that I've played with are the Plastech line that came out in the, what, 90s? And I don't know, I've enjoyed all the different eras of mechs and everything. That scraped off the parts that I wanted to keep and not the other ones. That was funny. Yep. Yep. I understand, Moth. But so one of the reasons I got into Battletech is the long history of you could even play if you just have a quarter on the table with an arrow on it. So I like that because I want cool models, but I also want to be able to just play with the things I own. So if I pick up CGL or FASA or Plastech or whatever, I can still play them. And people aren't going to be like, oh, you can't use that. That's not viable now. So, you know. I honestly think Games Workshop's rule set things changing help cause some of the toxic gaming culture that exists. At least it doesn't help towards that. But I've also not found very much toxicity in like my local group or anything. They're pretty friendly. One or two are win at all costs type players. But most are fine with thematic lists that are fun and trying out weird combos that may or may not work and stuff like that. It's more fun that way. Yeah. It's like, what do you mean you don't want me to have my Red Terror? Of course it's legal. It's had rules in the recent, what, 4 codexes ago? Yeah. Yeah, it's legal. I don't know. It's fine. I still play 40k because it's what most people there play, but I've been bringing my Battletech and Marvel Crisis Protocol with me every time I go down, because I'm gonna get games in one way or another. So, be flexible, right? Um, wow. I have to travel 45 minutes to get to a game place that plays it, whereas I could probably play Battletech slightly closer just because it doesn't take up that much space. I don't know. I don't know of anyone closer that plays it, but I mean, I already have to travel, so I don't know. I guess that's just a matter of I'm out in the middle of nowhere. But I mean, I think it's worth investing in any models that you find enjoyable. You like the look of it? That sounds like a good model. I am going to do this metal. Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit rough, but not the worst thing. Okay. That felt great. What else? What else? Is there any other metal I need on here? We're getting to the point where I can do the wash. I think I'm going to do 1 or 2 more pieces of metallic on this guy. Just to break up the colors just a little bit more. I mean, same. I had a group that was playing D&D here for a while, and one moved, and another got a job that kind of removed the option for that particular day, and another one has been away for a while, and another one is currently in a different state at one of the conventions that's going on. So, you know, there are people in the area, but life gets in the way sometimes, you know? So, nothing wrong with that though. There are other people. I just need to I don't know. I need to find a place nearby where I can find new people that might be willing. But not everyone gets invited to the house, you know? Alright, what do you think? Does this guy have enough yellow and metal done where I can just do the wash? I'm gonna zoom. I'm gonna focus and zoom. Whatever. Let's see. Let's see. Focus. He's ready for a wash, right? I think that's good for wash, right? Yeah. In the Turkana. I don't think there's any missing spots. I think it's ready for the wash, right? Plenty of stainless or gunmetal. Yeah. Okay. Where is my wash? Okay. This is just the Grim Black Speed Paint with about 1 part water to it. It's just easier to refill the jar. Which is funny because, you know, it's a null oil container, so it's known to spill, but I also don't put a lot in it. Wash time. Right? No, I've been looking at a couple of games that allow single player. So I got some things coming up. It's gonna be a little while, but I have some things coming up. We're gonna get some games in one way or another. So supposedly there's the Aces box for BattleTech or Alpha Strike is going to have single player options. So when that comes out in, I don't know, 6 months, something like that, that'll be interesting. Yes. Yeah, music. There we go. But yeah, I just picked up a game that has single player, and Warhammer Quest I think has options for 1 player. At least one of them does. So I might do some of that once those are painted. I'm looking into stuff. There will be games. Alright. Tarkana has had a bath. Yeah. Once that dries, I can do a little highlighting on the cockpit and the color I need to, but other than that, I'm looking forward to these being playable soon, having them all painted up. It's crazy to think that it took me as long to paint up 2 Battletech minis as it did 8 Cursed City minis from the last stream. The difference between having a color scheme that has a lot of details and painting for mood, I guess. I guess that's the thing, you know? I cared about the details and yellow versus painting nice dark colors and going like that. I don't know. Different effort for different models. All right. I think, other than letting this dry and doing the cockpit and basing in the black, I think these two are done. I'm just trying to sop up some of the excess and not have it pool so much at the bottom. But yeah, we've got the Turkana and the Summoner done for the Jade Falcons. So we now have a full star. I am thrilled with that. I hope you enjoyed watching as I painted. Alright. Once those dry off, they'll have just about the same wear and tear on the yellow. Then I just have to do the really dark blue cockpit color, and they'll match. So I can bid a full star. Ah, okay. Good. Good. Being productive is good. Um, yeah. Let's see. There was something. What was it that I was saying? There was something I was going to talk about, but I don't remember what it was. Do you remember what I was going to talk about? I don't remember. Ooh. Check that out. Ultron's painted. I like. I like. Let's see. Well, yeah, I was talking about that, but yeah. Here. That is this one. Yeah, check it out. Ultron's painted. Now, there was something I was thinking about showing off, and I don't know. I'm actually getting a little hungry, so you know, it's only been a few minutes shy of 3 hours, so I hope you all enjoyed, and until the next time, get some painting done, and I hope you find your bit of bliss. Good night.